I'm Clarissa Naturals Kawumi, and I run Risa Naturals, which was founded 2015, 2016 in that area. We make all natural bath and body, even skin care. And we've been in the industry maybe 7 to 8 years. Yeah, everything is made here in Uganda. Over 70% of our ingredients are locally sourced, and the products are 100% natural. What is unique about us is we didn't just replicate and copycat. We actually went and understood the science of soap making. So all our soaps don't have the same formula, so they're targeted for something different, even our products. And we try and give the customer what they want. Once we realized that it's not about beauty, we decided to make for our customer what they wanted. So our best-selling soap is the bland looking one. Our best-selling body butter is doesn't have an extraordinary scent. I think they sell it by mostly cocoa butter. Our best selling face serum, even the customers say it in their reviews, this is wonderful. Okay, it doesn't smell because there's no fragrance, so what's unique about us is that we interact with our customer, and then we give our customer what they need. We are not going to be like everyone else, trying to copy everyone else, because that's also possible, but we give people what they need. And I think that's what keeps them coming back, because when you feed off the feedback, you're able to give the customer what they need. The business is self-sustaining, which happened very early on. We could cover our own all the expenses without having to put more money, and it's been growing organically, which is slow but sure progress. But as you mentioned already, the market is now really saturated, and we want to take advantage of the position we have and scale, which is now. We haven't done that before, which is now. So opening the shop, we didn't have to. I think I got my funding from not a lot of money. It was little money. Okay. It wasn't a lot of money. So you're doing this with people, and someone says, you know what, I can see you're going to have a problem with cash flow. Let us lend you money for cash flow for now. And that is someone, who says, you will pay me back, okay? I'm like, yes, I'll pay you back, okay? You give it to me every other month, okay? I'm like, okay. But now we need serious money. There is money, and then there is serious money. So we realize, and there are funds out there that are very interested in women businesses. They want to see them grow, and they have money ready. The interest rate is high, but we're ready to take that risk. So right now, let me explain where we are as a business. At some point in my journey, it becomes overwhelming when you're the single decision maker. Things become really overwhelming, and the business sort of takes a plateau position. We're not going anywhere. We are just, because there's too much going on in your head. So the business evolved with the help of a business advisor. We have what is called a board of advisors, not directors, just advisors, to help the entrepreneur, who's me, to make certain decisions. So because I've now learned how to take risks, I'm ready to take a certain type of risk, which is to get funding, whether it is equity or it is debt. And I now approach my advisors, and we are ready, but they said we are not ready. So the funds are there. The banks need collateral usually. So that's a bit difficult for us at the moment. We don't have collateral as a business. Of course, I would have to give my own collateral, for example. But we need to be investment ready, which is another thing altogether. So right now, where we are planning, and we are working towards being investment ready. Just having everything documented, processes, procedures. What are your policies on this? What are your policies on this? Your books of accounts getting audited, all of that. We are registered, we are formal, but just having everything in place so that we can have people come in and say, oh, we are comfortable giving you money. So far, I've interacted with a few funds, and they're very fund management, what are they called? Funders, yeah. And they like the business, they're excited about it. But as Risa Naturals, we just need to get ourselves ready. We're giving ourselves a period within which we have to be ready, and then we are then open now to the funding that we need. I think what I have learned is to find people who are actually interested in what we are doing. So now I no longer have a long list. Maybe the basics, computer, you can navigate social media, you speak English, you have done at least a diploma or ethics. That is now basics. Now what we need to know is this something that interests you? I tell you, usually, now in fact even in the last few weeks I've been discussing with people because I had a position to fill, and I give you my vision, I tell you what we are, why we're doing it, and then I watch you listen to me, and I see if you're something you're interested in. Is this something? Because people will come and say everything they need to say to get the job. Then when they get in that job, you're like, is this the same person or is this another person? And yet as an entrepreneur or as a business person who has been doing things alone for a while, you know your weaknesses, you know your strengths. Now you're needing someone to at least cover the weak areas and then have a more round, a working unit, managing them. As I spoke before, we have policies, we have work hours, we have procedures, processes within which you're supposed to work, but we also have freedom of speech. I no longer create products alone anymore, which is great. This is not even the board of advisors. Those ones don't come in to create the product, no. With the person in charge of production, even like the retail head, we sit down and we discuss, and we know everyone in our business interacts with a customer. Just because you're in the production area doesn't mean you cannot produce for someone you don't know. So as a must for us, if you work with us, you have to interact with customers. So at least you attend markets, at least you come to the shop once in a while. So everyone has had interaction with a customer, so it helps us to all come together and decide, what are we going to do for Christmas? What are we going to do for Valentine's? This product is not moving, this product is moving. And before I was the one who used to stop things because I love the red wine soap so much. We have to keep making it. And you people actually, we haven't sold one red wine soap in 3 months. Really? And you're like, but it's wonderful. Do you know what red wine has? Everyone is looking at you, madam. Anyway, okay. But now, as soon as we agree, that's the way to go. We go. No, so it's a teamwork, and that helps them feel part of the product, part of the business. They are heard, they are seen. In fact, even when I'm designing, because that's what I love to do, I always have to get second opinions, and they are free to say some more work needs to be done. That you're the person who is under you is telling you, madam, you can do better in this design. You're like, hey, okay, I'll put in more work. So there's freedom for creativity. There's freedom to come up to you and say, we need to do this, we need to do that. And I feel that helps them to be part of the team, to make decisions as well. So they just don't feel like we're down there, you're up there, and this is how it's going to roll. Then also the sharing the vision helps a lot. We keep discussing on where we are going. So the person who has worked with us longest, if you speak to her, she'll tell you, man, we have come from far. It was a small thing like this. Now we are like this. She'll tell people, we now have a shop, and she says, we now have a shop. I'm always so proud when she says, we have a shop. So she's part of it, and she feels she's also growing. So little by little, we increase responsibility, we increase remuneration, we increase the span within which you have to work, so that you don't stay, because if you came in as a production assistant, after a few years we need to see you in a supervisory role, we need to see you taking charge in terms of procurement, like growing with, and everyone knows this, you graduate into this, you graduate into that. I'm very interested in our in our team becoming better than they were before. I don't know if you can say it's balanced. Can it? Because both of them are your babies, like your family. Then these are all your babies are your actual babies. Then even the business is a baby. They all need nurturing. The more time you spend with one, the better it does. The more time you spend with the kids, the better they do. And if anyone who knows me will tell you, they will tell you, Clarissa is she likes having deep conversations about parenting, how to get the best thing for the child, how do we make sure. So the days are there when you feel like I should be at home, I should concentrate more on this. But I think we should, I should do away with the word balance and then just say at each and every point in time I need to prioritize. If my child needs something, and by the need I mean really they need you, for example, the emotional issues, sometimes it's school issues, sometimes you just have a needy child, like I have a clingy child, so we need some physical time with this person, so let me spend at least the morning here, doing the quality time. Then sometimes it's schoolwork, as I've said. So just being in tune, being alert, and knowing when to prioritize what. If the business needs a certain type of growth, you have identified it and the opportunities have come, you may need to prioritize the business at that point, as long as this side is well catered for. In our culture we have nannies, we have grandparents. Those are the best things ever created, grandparents. So you can take advantage of that so that the business can get you when they need you. And then at some point this is the most important thing, which is your child, your children, and being there for them. So I feel it is just not allowing one thing to consume you completely and then neglecting the other. It is at every single point in time taking stock of what's happening, what's going on, and then picking and prioritizing the neediest thing at that point in time. And then when you do that, go with it. Like, there's no time for second guessing and saying no. If you felt like it was a wrong decision, learn from it. But you spend too much time second guessing yourself, having imposter syndrome, and that's just going to waste your time. That's what I think about the work life. Even just getting the right team. We talked about teams before. The right team is on both ends, on this end and on this, and then being vocal with your partner. I won't be able to be early this time, I have this, and then he's like, okay, let me take time and be earlier for them instead, or that kind of thing. Work life balance, I don't know. And even this was because I've worked before, it was so easy to close up at the end of the day, everything we say, close, read the report, send them, shut the things and walk out, and that's it. Business is hard to close off, because even if you're with your children, you may not be present, because now you're thinking, I haven't done this, I need to do this, I haven't done this, I've tried this letter, and you're not actually present. So it's really, really hard